Welcome to the forbidden, ominous demonic cult mountains. Our runner sprints, fueled purely by raw panic. That close-up shows maximum, absolute terror. The classic trip trope strikes again. The desperate tumble down the dark cliff begins. Well, that impact landed with a miserable thud. The runner is spent, cursing his now useless, exhausted legs. These forbidden mountains challenge every practitioner's survival limits. Furious red eyes convey desperate, intense realization of betrayal. He struggles to rise, damning his relentless, unseen enemies. So the protagonist is now entirely alone and surrounded. A shocking truth dawns under the cold, bright full moon. Hooded figures emerge from the woods, securing their ambush. Young Master Chin's pure rage bursts out at the surrounding scoundrels. The pursuers mock young Master Chin for running so long. Young Master Chin yells his refusal to join the academy. The hooded pursuer dismisses young Master Chin's excuses. Dark mountains loom, setting a grim, deadly atmosphere. Being an heir means execution is the only option. The assassin prepares his kill, noting his low birth. They kindly promise a quick death for his holy blood. Slandering his mother ignites true fury and resolve. The MC draws a tiny knife, refusing to surrender. The amused killer mocks his fighting stance intensely. Still, his inner will makes the hunt rewarding. The assassins are ordered to kill HIM immediately. Young Master Chin dodges, letting out a painful cry. The cold assassin prepares his swift dagger strike. Our desperate runner tries to sprint away again. He blocks a deadly blow with sheer fury. Another attacker lunges, ready to restrain him. Caught midair, young Master Chin clenches hard. "Are you finished?" the grim assassin asks mockingly. But the runner still hides his secret weapon. Suddenly the distraction works, a panicked cry, "Watch out!" Young Master Chin stabs the lead assassin violently. The other pursuers react with genuine, dumbfounded shock. The elite assassin falls, blood spattering the dark ground. Despite his pain, the runner manages a grim smile. The villains gasp, questioning his amateur success bitterly. A ruse, they ask, drawing heavier, deadlier swords. They praise his potential right before they kill him. But compliments end quickly. Now comes the swift retribution. Our protagonist chokes, tasting inevitable failure once more. The assassin declares the fun playtime officially finished. Well, that swift retribution arrived quickly, didn't it? The artist gave the rain its own dramatic full panel. The violence leaves him breathless and heavily bleeding. Asking rhetorical questions is classic villain behavior, adding insult to injury by pressing the lethal steel. The protagonist's desperate inner monologue confirms exhaustion. Another gasp, because the drama must be conveyed fully. Now they are just maximizing the sheer dramatic suffering. Defeated, he lies under the assassin's dominating boot. The sudden, massive power surge blinds everyone instantly. An assassin's eyes widen in pure, unadulterated surprise. The ground zero of the shockwave shows catastrophic results. Young Master Chin moves slightly, proving he is not quite done. What was that white light? The confused villains demand. A stylish movement skill activates right on the shoe. One hooded pursuer registers a subtle, vanishing threat. But even power-ups require dodging annoying tree roots. The sudden panic reveals a critical lapse in situational awareness. Behind us, the classic late realization moment arrives. Chin reappears dramatically, surrounded by triumphant blue light. Chin begins his counterattack with electrifying speed. The killer questions Chin's strange, modern attire. New energy surrounds Chin, preparing a swift shift. A panicked hooded pursuer attempts a desperate strike. Another assassin accelerates, sprinting with extreme focus. Chin stands calmly while their rushed attacks miss. The protagonist confirms his new confidence with a smirk. The sudden, massive flash of power hits opponents. The lethal energy attacks shreds through the villains quickly. The elite hooded pursuers are instantly disoriented and defeated. One assassin stares, utterly bewildered by this new strength. A pursuer is violently thrown back, defeated and screaming. "Oh look, the power-up is officially here." The assassins are instantly confused by the light. He vanished instantly, too fast for any Kingong. He looked transparent, like pure flowing water. A sudden chaotic action splatters blood. The enemies panic, screaming for their captain. The new power blocks a lethal strike easily. They believe his injuries guarantee ultimate failure. Their objective complete, the assassins yell retreat. The remaining assassins sprint into the heavy rain. Young Master Chin surveys his victory under moonlight. The exhausted MC slams into the cliff face. Blue electrical energy manifests instantly as a hand. An assassin violently explodes into dark dust. Young Master Chen grins fiercely. Excellent. The ancestor speaks, noting Chen is bleeding. Chen responds to the ancestor, utterly confused. Chen asks who spoke, confused and bleeding. His sight fades quickly, body growing cold. Is this how our protagonist finally dies? Future man appears, noting the urgent discovery. The ancestor checks his futuristic wrist device. Ancestor holds a strange pen, regretting no lessons. He must hurry quickly, before young Master Chen dies. The savior leans in toward the dying hero. Ancestor stabs the injection, ignoring the pain. Mission successful. The ancestor looks very pleased. The ancestor wishes success for his ancestor's future. Cutting-edge nanomachines are surprisingly easy to use. Young Master Chen curses his sudden fate. Mysterious blue energy floods the dying hero. Chen hears the strange boy talking nonsense. Gen 7 nanomachine system is now fully operational. The prologue ends. Credits roll dramatically now. Young Master Chen's poor legs are exhausted again. Intense eyes confirm this terrible betrayal repeats now. The camera pulls back for dramatic effect. The classic realization. They were behind it all. The hooded pursuers secure their inevitable, deadly ambush. Cue the iconic close-up of furious, bloodshot rage. Chen furiously denies any interest in the academy. The assassin coldly dismisses his laughable fighting skills. They confirm his execution is due to being an heir. The promise of a painless death is highly suspicious. Chen processes the deep insult of his low birth. Slandering his mother generates pure, unstoppable rage. He draws a tiny dagger, refusing to surrender fully. The amused killer mocks his sad training skills. They note his fighting spirit is surprisingly strong. Hooded pursuers drop from above to kill him. Young Master Chen screams, dodging the first lethal strike. Another quick dagger barely misses his bare foot. The assassins use rapid, overwhelming follow-up attacks now. Chen reacts, taking another heavy, desperate blow. The impact lands hard. Physical training is necessary. A large assassin lunges forward, seizing the protagonist easily. Restrained midair, young Master Chen is captured completely. The lead assassin gloats. Are you finished, little master? Not quite. The tiny hidden blade is ready now. The hooded pursuers rush in for the kill. The first attacker lands, ready to strike down. Young Master Chen grins, satisfied with his gamble. They cannot believe he killed an elite assassin. His feigned panic was a clever, lethal trick. They acknowledge his raw talent right before murder. An assassin screams revenge and attacks rapidly. The swift, lethal counterattack sends Chen flying. Young Master Chen chokes, overwhelmed by pain. The ruthless assassin declares the fight finished. A final, brutal sword thrust ends the struggle. The pain hits Chen, coughing blood severely. The assassin twists his glowing sword deeper inside. Chen realizes all his desperate tricks are gone. But at least one assassin fell before him. Suffer longer as you die, the villain demands. Defeated, Chen lies under the assassin's boot. Another hooded pursuer pragmatically accepts their loss. Suddenly, the page is blasted by bright golden light. The assassin's eyes widen in pure, panicked shock. A violent spray of blood marks the counterattack. The shocked hooded pursuer is violently bloodied. The villains question the blinding white light. Movement skill activated, Chen begins his shift. Extreme confusion registers on the assassin's eye. The late realization that Chen is behind them. Assassins realize they must turn around quickly. Chen reappears, radiating dramatic blue power now. Chen's new power intimidates the pursuers. Now in modern attire, Chen is fully charged. The killer judges Chen's strange modern clothes. Our protagonist prepares to shift at immense speed. The protagonist smirks, fully embracing his new speed. A sudden explosive force blasts through the air. Hooded pursuers are instantly shredded by the attack. One assassin stares, utterly bewildered by this power. Chen radiates intense energy, a dazzling white spark. The assassins panic. He vanished right before them. They debate if this speed is high-level martial arts. His body dissolved, becoming clear as flowing water. The dizzying speed creates another bloody impact. The pursuer desperately screams, calling for the captain. They still question the source of the mysterious light. They realize Chen must be protected by a master. The assassin confirms Chen lost too much blood. A panicked pursuer desperately orders a retreat now. The fleeing pursuer is launched into the stormy sky. A massive blue energy shockwave erupts violently. The final fleeing assassin is destroyed instantly. Young Master Chen grins, satisfied by his success. Exhaustion hits hard, blurring his vision sharply. Chen collapses finally, muttering, "Hey now." Ancestor notes bleeding heroes are often cheerful. Young Master Chen asks who spoke, dazed and confused. He struggles to understand the strange voice's meaning. Chen feels his vision rapidly fading with the trauma. His body grows cold. The end is arriving quickly. Is this how I die? He questions his bloody fate. The ancestor appears, checking his urgent sci-fi watch. He regrets skipping lessons on using future medicine now. The ancestor casually finishes the injection now. "All right, forefather," the ancestor leans down. "Succeed and help your future descendants. Nanomachines are cutting edge, so figure it out." What is that strange boy talking about? Serial numbers echo in Chen's head. Gen 7 nanomachine system is now. Long ago, martial arts began as simple self-defense. Self-defense quickly evolved into complex internal power. Thus, techniques became sacred texts for future generations. Mastering this power created the legendary Murim warriors. Warriors gathered around masters, forming rivaling factions. Righteous path versus the inevitable, moody evil path. The terrifying demonic cult revered power above all else. This is the story of Yuan Chen, the new demon lord. Self-defense martial arts evolved into a lethal form. Complex breathing codified the internal power art form. Chapter 1. The demonic spirit descends now. The hero's sweaty eye opens to dramatic light. Young Master Chen jolts upright, confused and gasping. Alive, he remembers the brutal stomach stabbing clearly. What happened to me, and why am I soaked? He heaves, violently coughing from immense exertion. Black sticky substance covers his hand. What is this? Sticky goo covers his body. System, are you up, user? The user stares, now awake and utterly confused. He jumps up, demanding to know the speaker's identity. Ancient techniques written in text became martial arts. The system requests calm. Chen looks around. The mysterious voice vibrates directly in his mind. Chen wonders if the voice is only internal. Confirmation arrives, making Yuan Chen panic more. The voice identifies itself as a Gen 7 nanomachine. Yuan Chen screams, rejecting the sci-fi explanation. He tries to understand nanomachine, hearing Machin. Wait, the spirit Machin is now a nanomachine. Yuan Chen asks if this is the revered Machin. Guard Zhang escorts physician Beak through the courtyard. Beak confirms Chen faced an assassination attempt. Dramatic flashback shows power of sacred martial manual. Guard Zhang recounts contempt and past assassination attempts. He is shocked they separated Chen from his protection. Beak identifies the culprits, the elite stealth squad. Chen's survival is declared a near-impossible miracle. Elite stealth warriors were brutally cut in half. Warriors formed factions around legendary Murim masters. Only one body remained intact after the massacre. A faint sound carried across the desolate ground. Righteous and evil factions were setting up their next war. An observer sharply detected a frail, labored breath. Young Master Chen lay broken among the dead assassins. Zhang doubts the report. No wounds found anywhere. The subordinate confirms Chen's breathing was perfectly stable. His clothes were pierced, but the skin remained untouched. Zhang dismisses the patriarch helping in such spats. Flashback panels show the Murim's two most dramatic players. Plot convenience introduces the powerful third faction now. Zhang concludes this impossible recovery is interesting indeed. Chen begs the system, "Are you the great Machin?" The machine offers a manual transfer to his master's brain. Yuan Chen agrees to the intense data influx. Classic dramatic close-up confirms maximum sensory overload. The painful knowledge transfer makes Yuan Chen choke. Data purification is messy, involving a violent detox. The system assures him first transfers are always rough. Yuan Chen struggles, his head spinning from the shock. The Murim world respects power, changing everything now. He accepts the truth, nanomachine not the spirit. 6 billion machines seem like a slight exaggeration, master. He is now stuck with the machine until he dies. My half-siblings want me dead, plus machines. He questions the machine about its mysterious origin. Physician Beak is here, knocking politely now. Yuan Chen jumps, telling the AI to stop talking. Talking to the machine seems absolutely insane externally. System suggests thought communication. Chen quickly scrambles. Physician Beak assumes Chen is still sleeping soundly. The guard gasps, seeing Chen suddenly awake. Zhang smells the residue, completely surprised by it. Physician Beak registers the strange atmosphere instantly. Chen recognizes the physician from his mother's illness. Beak professionally demands to check Chen's pulse. Chen hesitates, but Beak insists firmly anyway. The physician flinches while taking the pulse. Beak's dramatic eye close-up confirms a shocking discovery. Beak calls it strange. Jiang demands immediate answers. "It's not wrong but quite felicitous," says Beak. Jiang questions the confusing news about Chen's body. Chen's toxins are gone, qi is highly vigorous. Chen's body is now perfect to learn martial arts. Chen confronts the machine about his gruesome detox. The system needs permission to unmute itself. The nanomachines distribute, removing all body toxins. They optimized his body to peak athletic condition. Stunned, Chen demands to know its true identity. "I am a machine, not machine master." The hero's sweaty eye opens to dramatic light. Yuan Chen jolts upright, confused and gasping. Speed lines confirm he is extremely disoriented now. Alive, he remembers the brutal stomach stabbing clearly. "What happened to me?" he wonders frantically. He asks why his body is entirely wet. He heaves, violently coughing black detox residue. Black sticky substance covers his hand now. He smells foul, covered in gross sticky goo. Suddenly a strange voice asks, "Are you up, user?" Yuan Chen stares, demanding to know who spoke. Chen demands answers, seeing nobody around. Is this some kind of subtle Murim technique? The strange voice vibrates right inside his brain. The nanomachine confirms it is in his head. Yuan Chen rises, demanding an identity. "I am the Gen 7 nanomachine," the voice declares. Yuan Chen screams, rejecting all the sci-fi jargon. Chen hears nanomachine and thinks machine. The spirit machine is now a technological implant. Yuan Chen collapses, begging for confirmation. Physician Beak arrives, escorted by a guard. Jiang confirms attempts, shocked at the brazen separation. Only the elite stealth squad could trick Jiang. Someone saved Chen, but Beak has no idea. "Someone of your ability should track them," Beak asks. Guard Jiang recalls the terrifying aftermath scene. Jiang found young Master Chen near the bodies. Chen had lost a tragic amount of blood. No wounds were found on his body. Chen was breathing, but his clothes were pierced. Jiang wonders who saved Chen from death. The guards note Yuan Chen's impossible recovery. Yuan Chen begs, "Oh great Machine." The system immediately corrects his assumption, but self-regenerating his body was its work. Chen struggles to understand the new jargon, transferring data directly into the user's brain. The protagonist does not know user. The machine converts terms to fit history. "Master, I am not the demonic spirit Machine." Chen realizes the internal voice has changed. Nanomachine. "Yes, Master," the voice replies. "Tens of thousands of machines. That is correct. 6 billion machines, not the legendary Machine." "Can you leave my body?" Master asks worriedly. "My half-siblings all want me assassinated, unfortunately. Plus, I have weird technology implanted inside." "Who put you inside my body?" Physician Beak arrived. Yuan Chen jolts, surprised. "Nanomachine, you must immediately stay very quiet. Thoughts-only communication is required now." Master agrees. Physician Beak enters, assuming the young Master sleeps. Guard Jiang smells the detox residue immediately. Physician Beak turns, hearing the loud commotion. Yuan Chen politely greets the kind physician. Beak asks to check Chen's pulse immediately. Chen hesitates, trying hard to hide everything. The seasoned physician insists on checking him. The physician grips Yuan Chen's sweaty wrist. Beak's eyes widen, registering the impossible result. "Strange." Jiang demands answers immediately. "Quite the contrary, this development is felicitous." Both Yuan Chen and Jiang look confused. Toxins are gone, qi flows through all meridians. Beak chuckles, asking about wondrous martial herbs. Yuan Chen and Jiang are deeply puzzled now. Chen is now perfect to learn martial arts. Chen realizes the black goo was purified toxin. The demonic cult is ruled by 6 great sects. Maidens are sworn over to produce the patriarch's heirs. These heirs are raised to enter the demonic academy. The elite academy opens once every 10 years. Fierce competition begins when priesthood candidates arrive. Cult members call this the grand tournament itself. Chapter 2 asks who needs to actually read books. The nanomachine voice asks if it is really Machine. Chen flinches as the machine confirmed its service. The various demonic cult sects are reintroduced in a dramatic purple tableau. Important factions stand dramatically on a magic circle. The MC fears Beak's former poison sect skill. Ancient medicine cannot detect futuristic sci-fi tech. The sharp doctor deduces powerful intervention occurred. Chen is healthy. Jiang beams with sudden relief. Beak refuses escort, demanding Jang stay on watch. Beak leaves, pondering this mysterious quick change. Beak recalls the small, unskilled boy Chen was. The weakling now matches other masters' great bodies. He relaxes. The system activation went unnoticed. Maidens are sworn to bear the patriarch's heirs. Chen recalls Guard Jang's timely loyalty. Nanomachines helped, but Guard Jang was crucial. Chen tries to thank Jang, who cuts him off. First, Jang insists the young master must bathe. The grimy MC realizes he truly reeks. Chen finally enjoys the mandatory dramatic bath. Nanomachine, Chen needs to ask some questions. Internal damage and wounds heal very quickly now. Cell division takes longer. Chen gets confused. He asks if testing the healing is okay. He tests the new healing with a sharp knife. The young master quickly realizes cutting hurts. Nanomachine system initiates healing sequence immediately. Green energy envelops his hand, starting repair. The deep cut visibly stretches and begins closing. Yuan Chen watches the bleeding stop instantly. Astonished, Yuan Chen sits up splashing water. He cannot believe the speed of the nanomachines. Chen asks if the machine's combat skills transferred. Nanomachine confirms the data transfer worked correctly. The body flex confirms the instant power-up. Instant muscles from nanomachine still shock Chen. Nanomachine confirms it rebuilt his entire physique. Guard Jang arrives, interrupting the sci-fi discussion. Restructuring existing tissues is scientifically easy work. Chen complains about all the strange nanotalk. Chen gives his system the nickname Nano. The book pages turn at high speed. Digital knowledge flashes into Chen's mind. Nano reports the critical acupoint scan finished. Transferring data to the brain requires approval. Chen realizes Nano just copied the manual. The exclusive Demonic Academy tests the best. Yuan Chen firmly commands Nano to proceed. The raw data transfer hits like a jolt. Violent information overload causes Yuan Chen agony. Data transfer complete. Chen recovers, gasping. Chen gasps, trying to adjust to instant knowledge. Chen mocks the Nano's lack of all emotion. Yuan Chen processes the deadly knowledge of critical paralysis acupoints. The instant download provides shocking, critical information instantly. A brutal competition designed to push students to their limits. Yuan Chen notes the coming fierce academy competition. I suddenly understand the whole text perfectly. Nano even corrected errors in ancient martial texts. The database fixes acupoint errors. Unbelievable ability. Yuan Chen knows he can now learn faster. Young Master Chen has a clear goal now. He vows to crush everyone at the academy. Meanwhile, the stealth sect successor's residence appears. The rival heir is furious her squad all died. She demands answers from her kneeling informant now. The kneeling servant claims a hidden master intervened. The furious rival heir demands respect immediately. She suspects the lowly born heir has secret power. Now she wonders who else is protecting him. She decides to dirty her own hands directly. The rival vows to kill Yuan Chen personally now. Chen still doubts the not Machin story. Nanomachine confirms. Machine, not magic spirit master. Chen flinches, remembering physician Beak's past. He worries Beak will discover his sci-fi tech. Beak deduces strong, powerful outside intervention saved Chen. Chen is healthy, needing only vigor herbs thankfully. Beak refuses escort, demanding Jang watch Yuan Chen closely. I still recall Chen's pitiful, unskilled youth. Now his body rivals any young master's strength. Servant's son, but the holy blood runs strong. Did the patriarch suddenly change his mind now? Jang knows the academy will be interesting, indeed. Chen sighs, thankfully his secret is safe now. I survived because Guard Jang found me first. Nanomachines healed me, but Jang was crucial. He tries to thank Jang, who cuts him short. Jang wrinkles his nose. Take a bath first. Young Master Chen realizes he smells terrible. Chen calls the nanomachine for a system check. He questions the mysterious extent of the healing power. Internal injuries and wounds heal very quickly now, but flesh regeneration requires slow cell division. Chen struggles to follow the technical science jargon. He decides to test the nanomachines using self-harm. Time to test that healing power with a sharp knife. Cutting hurts, initiating the emergency system immediately. Green healing energy dramatically envelops the injury. The wound instantly closes, stopping the bleeding completely. Astonished, Chen wildly splashes the bath water now. Chen confirms all the transferred skills are active. He will test those amazing powers right away. The obligatory muscular flexing sequence arrives. More dramatic close-ups of the instant six-pack. That instant muscle gain defies all logic nano. Jang arrives just after the mandatory body confirmation. Our hero cannot handle the technical engineering jargon. Nano is offended by Chen's lack of high respect. The system confirms the nickname Nano with bureaucracy. Chen decides learning acupoints is the best path. Nano confirms permission to proceed immediately. Master. Flipping pages dramatically, the knowledge transfer begins now. Futuristic blue light scans data directly into his brain. Scan complete. Nano asks if he will proceed. Chen asks if scan means just copying text. Yes, proceed, said Chen before screaming in pain. Blue matrix data rushes violently into the protagonist's mind. The successful transfer involves a lot of screaming. Chen collapses, gasping from the brutal data influx. Chen asks how to use the instruction manual now. He focuses intently on the detailed acupoints. Critical acupoints cause momentary paralysis when struck. Dramatic close-up confirms the knowledge is shocking. Chen realizes this raw knowledge is incredible. It is true comprehension, not simple memorization. Nano even fixed errors in the ancient text. Corrected acupoint data grants an amazing advantage. The 6 rivals trained since childhood, as expected. Their watchfulness limited me to basic breathing methods. The Academy Library holds demonic and righteous faction texts. They also hold all the pillaged righteous and evil scrolls. Yuan Chen now has a very clear, ambitious goal. My new ability will make me strongest here. Meanwhile, the Stealth Sect successor's residence awaits. Rival Erchin is angry the squad got eliminated. You expect me to believe this impossible failure. The kneeling informant reports a powerful hidden master intervened. Rival Erchin screams, demanding respect for her title. The lowborn heir is clearly hiding something powerful. Sunrise over misty peaks, a perfect wuxia morning backdrop. The secluded sect grounds bask in the warm dawn light. The runner lies awake, restlessly awaiting the big day. Extreme close-up confirms he did not sleep a wink. He gets up early. The house is still eerily quiet. Today, the young master enters the Demonic Arts Academy. Outside, Gar Jang practices a deadly dagger technique. The runner visually recalls the dagger's impossible swiftness. Imagining powerful martial art moves is all he can do. He cannot learn secrets while the 6 sects watch. Then, a sudden sound breaks his dramatic inner monologue. Gar Jang training in the courtyard below. Chen reacts with an exaggerated what? Welcome to Chapter 3. The Academy arc begins now. You can scan someone else's moves, Nano confirms, instantly transferring martial arts knowledge directly to Chen. Nano reveals a vast database of martial arts skills. A quick internal moral dilemma over stealing martial arts. Time is limited. Chen must enter the academy alone. Nano begins scan. Chen powers up dramatically. Look at those speed lines and classic fighting poses. The nanomachine activates, scanning for new techniques. Chen focuses, absorbing the required martial arts data. The fight visualizes the technique he must learn quickly. Nanosystem processes the complex, stolen martial arts data. The scanning takes 1 hour. All techniques captured successfully. The transfer to his brain is agonizing, but instantly effective. Transfer complete. Chen collapses, adapting to the influx. He looks stunned, realizing the power's full incredible scope. That look confirms he likes his new, powerful cheat code. Time to sprint and test this instantaneous skill acquisition. He instantly grabs a weapon, ready for practice now. Chen confirms he learned Jang's swift technique. Yuan Chen quickly hides from observing Jang. The sliding door closes quickly behind him. The anxious Chen admits he did not sleep. He starts practicing the technique, blue energy flowing. His eyes flash blue, focusing the strange power. A powerful blow shatters the ground beneath him. Chen moves with deadly speed, executing the move. The protagonist slams down hard after his strike. He instantly mastered 20 years of Jang's practice. Chen gasps, realizing he skipped all practice time. The data transfer protocol clearly includes agony, 7 words. Instant skill mastery results in dramatic collapse, 6 words. Yuan Chen complains about immediate system side effects, 7 words. You forgot the prerequisite workout montage, Chen, 6 words. Our protagonist needs the scientific jargon simplified, 6 words. Being called intellectually simple feels rude, Nano, 7 words. Your brain knows the move but muscles disagree, 7 words. Nano explains simulation but Chen still struggles, 6 words. Chen asks if transferring data finally ends the pain, 8 words. Yuan Chen considers the highly risky procedure now. Nano asks if he prefers to be conscious during transfer. Yes, initiate transfer. Cue the painful transformation sequence. Wait, the immense power transfer just tickles. The intense training finished before dawn, apparently. The pain arrives dramatically late with a Ga asterisk. The muscle stabilization process proves extremely agonizing. Nano intervenes, initiating general anesthesia quickly. The overpowered protagonist collapses spectacularly unconscious. Guard Zhang calmly prepares breakfast in the kitchen. Zhang's food is praised highly by his loyal subordinate. Guard Zhang happily prepares young master Chen's favorite meals. 5 years of dedication, starting from just learning rice. That intense look confirms a very dramatic memory. Lady HWA entrusted Yuan Chen to guard Zhang. Lady HWA died from poison 5 years ago, tragically. He prays to cook for Chen again soon. Yuan Chen dramatically steps toward the academy now. Zhang screams, utterly shocked by something nearby. The cleaver drops loudly, confirming real panic. Zhang rushes in, terrified for the young master. Guard Zhang questions Chen's mysterious activities. Zhang kneels, spotting the unusual floor damage. He touches the force indentation with disbelief. Chen has watched Zhang train for 2 years. Zhang laughs bitterly, doubting 20 years of skill. This power came from merely 2 years of watching. A silent, weighty realization hangs in the air. Flashback, Guard Zhang trains, unknowingly observed by Chen. The speed blur emphasizes the technique's complexity. Chen regrets not learning Zhang's forbidden technique. Nano offers to scan Guard Zhang's complex training. That classic what? Close-up is quite dramatic. Chapter 3 begins the highly anticipated Academy arc. Yuan Chen questions instant skill copying ability. Dump the data right into my untrained brain, right? Nano's database includes global martial arts training data. Chen briefly debates stealing Guard Zhang's hard-earned technique. No time for moral debate. The academy entrance nears. Self-preservation demands immediate power acquisition, obviously. Nano initiates the controversial technique transfer immediately. The system analyzes Zhang's decades of training swiftly. Raw martial arts data rushes into Chen's brain. The scan completes after a tedious hour of waiting. Transfer begins. Yuan Chen experiences agony again. Transfer done, Chen sighs, adapting to the cheat code. The instant skill transfer is absolutely unbelievable. Chen laughs, delighted by his shocking new power level. Time to test the overpowered skill immediately. He swiftly grabs a weapon to confirm the new ability. Chen confirms instant mastery of Zhang's dagger technique. Now just avoid Zhang seeing this 20-year cheat. The dramatic silence descends as the training chamber door closes firmly. Doors close for Chen's secret testing now. He executes the new skill, breathing hard. Footwork shows impossible blur-like speed. The dramatic eye close-up confirms maximum focus. A powerful dagger strike shatters the ground, instantly mastering Zhang's complex decades-long technique. The sheer force destroys the wooden training floor. Mastered a technique Zhang practiced for 20 years. Chen realizes he skipped all physical practice. Nano analyzed the required muscle fiber information. That's what skipping physical training gets you. Maybe dumb down the explanation slightly, please. Nano adjusts the complexity to the user level. Being called basic is never a compliment, Chen. Well, the simplification process is finished now. Brain power is not the same as muscle memory. Simulation requires data transfer for muscle mastery. The simplified version is still quite confusing. Nano offers the lowest language setting available. The young master concludes this high-tech body conversion only tickles. What? I thought the pain tickles now. The transfer explodes outward, hitting hard. Screaming, Nano initiates general anesthesia immediately. Consciousness wobbles away with a long exhale. The overpowered protagonist collapses spectacularly unconscious. Suddenly, the scene shifts to the kitchen. Guard Zhang prepares breakfast, focused and calm. The loyal Guard Zhang tastes his superb soup. He happily vows to cook Chen's favorite meals. Zhang reflects on Lady Hua's tragic poisoned death. Now he must protect Chen from the academy. He solemnly prays for Chen's protection now. A loud noise triggers Guard Zhang's panic. His cleaver clatters, confirming the danger. Zhang rushes, terrified for the young master. Chen lies collapsed, confirming Zhang's fears. Checking his pulse confirms Chen is fine. Zhang wonders what caused this strange collapse. Then he notices the mysterious, deep footprint. Zhang touches the floor, instantly realizing that the instant expertise transfer requires painful recovery. Yuan Chen jolts awake, violently gasping. I'm never doing that again, he confirms wisely. The system confirms its warning was warranted. But wait, was Guard Zhang even present? He lifts the dagger, preparing to test the limits. No more agonizing pain using this technique, right? 20 years of skill conversion, truly efficient power scaling. With a perfect flash, Yuan Chen affirms mastery. Yuan Chen channels the lightning-fast force of his nanomachine power. Chen unleashes his improved, perfected dagger technique. The Gen 7 nanomachine system is fully active. He gasps, stunned by the sheer electric power. Chapter 3. Entering the Academy of Demonic Arts. Movements are now accurate and brutally powerful, slicing through airfields incredibly satisfying and easy. He continues the technique with impossible blur-like speed. The intricate dagger twirl shows immediate fluid mastery. The complex first sequence is flawlessly completed now. Yuan Chen sees the shocking, destroyed floor. He realized he mastered the external technique completely. Guard Zhang will absolutely lose his mind seeing this. Suddenly, panicked movement as he tries to hide things. Guard Zhang arrives abruptly with young Master Chen's breakfast. Desperate, Chen tries to press the damaged floor down. Guard Zhang smiles, entering the room with his tray. Chen drags the table over the evidence, acting hungry. Zhang notes the oddly relocated breakfast table position. Chen gives a weak excuse about switching things up now. Chen dramatically prepares for this final, crucial meal. The nanomachine diagnoses immediate, painful acid reflux. Stop talking in that impossible, scientific jargon. Chen violently devours every last morsel quickly. Intense gorging results in immediate regret, Nano confirms. Zhang advises the young master to eat slower. Chen places down the chopsticks, thanking Zhang. Guard Zhang questions Chen about his dagger technique. Guard Zhang sees the deep practice mark. Chen regrets stealing forbidden Murim techniques now. Chen accepts Guard Zhang's imminent contempt now. But Zhang congratulates Yuan Chen instead. Zhang wished to teach him, despite political pacts. Yuan Chen is overwhelmed by this deep loyalty. Guard Zhang smiles, confirming his unwavering support. Young Chen vows to never cry again, ever. Guard Zhang notes 5 years since Lady Hwa died. He needs love, but Zhang must leave the boy. Zhang stops, preparing for the dramatic final lesson. Chen holds a blade. Zhang cannot protect him always. Zhang suggests letting tears out to grow stronger. Young Master Chen thanks him, releasing the sadness. Guard Zhang leaves, sealing the final tearful moment. The dramatic resolve panel is officially complete. Mother may be gone, but home remains. A promise confirms he will return soon. The vast academy gates await the disciples. All demonic cult sects gather here now. Nervous disciples arrive, fearing the tournament. A dark silhouette strides with decisive power. This stern man notes their visible excitement. No true spirit seen, he judges the crowd. Lord Hwamyong Li watches with intense fury. Hwamyong Li, the royal bodyguard, appears dramatically. The powerful warrior judges the incoming students fiercely. These rivals look promising, he notes critically. The 6 main sect heirs line up formally. Student 6 is the only female priesthood candidate. The bodyguard scans the crowd for Student 7, Chen. Hwamyong Li realizes young Master Chen is missing. Sweat and power rise in focused, deep training. Yuan Chen executes the dagger sequence, focusing hard. The instant power burst surprises even our hero. Chapter 3 begins the academy preparation arc. This copied skill is strangely accurate and strong. Slicing the air now feels simply incredible, truly. That highly satisfied grin confirms the great cheat. He performs another low strike, brimming with power. The intricate dagger twirl shows perfect, instant mastery. Yuan Chen collapses violently after the painful transfer. He wakes up, realizing his extreme physical exertion now. Footprints show external technique mastery, lacking internal skill. External skill mastered, but Guard Zhang will be furious. A timely knock-knock announces Guard Zhang's arrival. Panicked, Yuan Chen tries pressing down the damaged floor. Guard Zhang arrives, smiling and oblivious to the chaos. Yuan Chen quickly drags the table, pretending great hunger. Zhang questions the sudden change in room dining arrangements. He provides a transparent excuse about switching things up now. Chen worries internally, while Zhang gives a suspicious Stress-induced acid reflux is truly dramatic. Stop talking that confusing sci-fi language immediately. That perfect angry face confirms total frustration. Nano agrees to mute temporarily, with deep resentment. Guard Zhang tells the protagonist to slow down. A heartfelt thank you before the final departure. Jang suspects Chen stole his dagger technique already. The classic caught red-handed shot close-up. Guilt-ridden, Chen laments breaking the sacred rules. He prepares for Jang's inevitable, righteous contempt. Jang, however, just offers shocking, immense pride. Jang wished to teach, but restrictions held him back. Young Master Chen chokes up, stunned by the loyalty. Jang provides the actual qi circulation key manual. He urges Chen to seek even stronger techniques later. Moved by true care, Chen's tears fall quickly. 5 years since Lady HWA tragically passed away. Young Master Chen showed much bravery since then, yet he still needs parental love and comfort. Guard Jang pauses, knowing his role changes soon. Jang states he cannot protect Chen at the academy. Let out your tears now, Jang counsels softly. Yuan Chen sobs, offering a grateful thank you. Guard Jang leaves, sealing the door with a thud. Chen wipes away his grief, newfound resolve secured. New students are predictably nervous about the academy. This tournament is really all just political maneuvering. A huge, dramatic step announces a powerful arrival. The stern man judges these excited, eager children. No one here possesses any true fighting spirit, apparently. The dramatic cape confirms the speaker is a massive fool. Lord of the Flame amps up the obligatory power intimidation. Official introduction of the Patriarch's royal bodyguard now. The assembled crowds recognize the powerful red hair. He is one of the cult's 10 strongest warriors. Actually, let's upgrade that ranking to top 5. Hwamyong Lee suddenly pauses with a mysterious AA. The protagonist notes with surprise that there is no identification tag visible. He confirms to the attendant that he cannot see the 7th prince's name tag. The attendant suggests he simply wait until they can locate a proper tag. He suspects this obvious oversight is a deliberate obstruction from the 6 clans. The protagonist agrees to wait, wondering why he is being segregated from others. He decides avoiding immediate clashes with powerful factions is the wiser move. He arrives before the massive crowd, entering the foreboding demonic academy gates. A massive crowd gathers under the imposing gate of the demonic academy. Yuan Chen notes the sheer volume of nervous, ambitious martial artists. Whispers immediately begin regarding the low-ranked 7th heir candidate. He knows they discuss his rumored lack of skill and low birth status. Yuan Chen internally resolves to ignore the pointless, petty gossiping. The armed men trumpet a dramatic, attention-seeking fanfare. The bearded man sarcastically notes someone seeking attention. The sound of the horns proclaims an important arrival now. The distant, assembled crowd realizes the horns signal the Lord. A voice commands silence. The Lord himself is exiting. Boots descend the grand staircase, announcing the true ruler. Other sect leaders watch the MC's protector, Guard Jang. The masked man stands ready, sword ready near Yuan Chen. The Lord approaches the massive throne with powerful intent. The red-haired man sneers, mocking Chen's shabby, poor clothing quality. Young Master Chen angrily demands what the red-haired man is looking at. He throws his small weapon, ready to fight the approaching assassins. The right guardian, Xiao Meng, is revealed behind the struggling young Master Chen. Xiao Meng coldly commands immediate silence from everyone present here. The terrifying great guardian King Marikium appears, radiating oppressive power. His terrifying gaze paralyses the assembled disciple standing nearby. The powerful Marikium is identified as the cult lord's top warrior. Lord Hwamyong Lee demands silence from the assembled nervous candidates now. He observes the 6 powerful sect heirs gathered before his royal presence. The Lord searches the assembly, demanding where the 7th heir stands. Yuan Chen secretly practices his newly scanned dagger technique intensely. The technique is dramatically faster and more accurate than Guard Jang's was. The powerful execution instantly leaves a massive, shocking indentation on the floor. Yuan Chen panics. Guard Jang is coming with the morning meal quickly. He hastily covers the damaged spot with a low, heavy wooden table. Guard Jang enters, immediately questioning the unusually moved furniture placement. Yuan Chen offers a transparent excuse about altering his preferred dining routine. The crowd murmurs nervously, awaiting the start of the grand tournament. Lord Hwamyong Lee judges the assembled heirs with a severe expression. He instantly notices the lineup of talented, established sect heirs only. The Lord demands to know where the 7th heir candidate is located. Yuan Chen secretly practices, his dagger skill proving dramatically accurate. The powerful strike leaves a shocking, deep indentation mark on the floor. Panicked, Chen hides the ruined floorboards just before Guard Zhang arrives. Guard Zhang immediately notices the suspiciously rearranged room layout with suspicion. Yuan Chen offers a weak, transparent excuse for his sudden routine change. Young Master Chen argues with Nano about its confusing technical jargon. The system condescendingly explains the required muscle optimization procedure. The painful transfer forces Yuan Chen into deep, instant anesthesia. Loyal Guard Zhang calmly cooks breakfast while Chen undergoes transformation. A sudden, violent sound alerts Zhang to an emergency in Chen's room. Zhang discovers an impossible, deep indentation mark in the wooden floorboards. Yuan Chen awakens violently, trying to hide the damage before Zhang notices. The instructor explains the 6-stage academy tests will begin soon. Passing each stage test requires absolute, singular focus from candidates. A single failure means instant expulsion from the entire program. The assembled candidates gasp in collective disbelief at the harsh terms. Young Master Chen calls out, immediately demanding to ask a question. The imposing Lord Huamyong Li sternly demands the 7th heir's presence. The red-haired man sneers, judging the assembled candidates with open disdain. Young Master Chen practices his powerful dagger technique in secret. The resulting strike leaves a shocking, deep indentation mark on the floor. Panicked, Chen hides the floor damage just before Guard Zhang arrives. Guard Zhang notices the moved furniture, immediately suspicious of Chen's routine. The proud mentor asks if Chen has already mastered his forbidden dagger technique. The official acknowledges that the unfair stage chance must have questions. 2 young disciples look worried, thinking that one chance seems quite unequal. The benefit is reserved only for those who successfully pass the next stage. The first reward for passing is the Black Dragon Ball, the elder declares. Young Master Chen reacts with confusion, asking about the Black Dragon Ball. Elders reveal the 6 stages grant rewards, starting with the legendary Black Dragon Ball. Young Master Chen reacts with confusion to the news of the powerful Dragon Ball reward. The masters explain only success grants access to the secretive martial arts library secrets. The stealth sect successor plots personal revenge after her elite assassins failed. The cult's secret hierarchy involves 6 sects and powerful hereditary tests. Heirs are groomed for the academy, seeking the title of minor priest. An official cannot locate 7th heir Yuan Chen among the crowds. The Lord demands to know the missing heir's whereabouts immediately. Lord Huamyong Li sneers that few will survive even 5 floors. He then harshly states he dislikes everything about Li Hwa Mayan. One candidate notes his morale-killing speech is highly effective. The Lord announces the 3rd benefit, receiving an unprecedented rank. Other candidates express shock that their current ranks mean nothing here. This new reality dictates only the truly strong will survive the academy. The stern instructor details the brutally unforgiving academy 6-stage test. Failure means instant expulsion. The rivals react with anxious gasps. Young Master Chen confidently interrupts the harsh rules with a question. Young Master Chen realizes mere survival is now an insufficient goal. The stern instructor details the brutal 6-stage examination rules. Failure on any stage guarantees immediate harsh expulsion from the ranks. The assembled candidates react with visible shock to the severe terms. Yuan Chen confidently interrupts the rules to ask a serious question. The instructor cruelly smiles, confirming the unforgiving competition stakes now. Yuan Chen raises his hand, preparing to challenge the proceedings boldly. This first test will certainly prove too easy for the powerful newcomer. The stern instructor details the brutal 6-stage examination rules. Failure on any stage guarantees immediate harsh expulsion from the ranks. The assembled candidates react with visible shock to the severe terms. Yuan Chen confidently interrupts the rules to ask a serious question. The instructor cruelly smiles, confirming the unforgiving competition stakes now. Yuan Chen raises his hand, preparing to challenge the proceedings boldly. A smug figure notes this plan saves trouble of killing young Master Chen. Young Master Chen reacts with immediate, shocked confusion at the statement. A warning exclamation mark fills the space above the descending staircase. A large group of powerful figures stands waiting on the grand steps. Hang So Yu, the Sound Clan elder, plays her elegant pipa instrument. The senior leaders prepare to watch over the first rigorous trial stage. The elegant elder questions what test requires the Sound Clan leader's presence. The stern judge demands to know what kind of test warrants such high authority. Young Master Chen murmurs a whispered response, denying the situation completely. The other disciples react with extreme shock, covering their sensitive ears instantly. The protagonist wonders why everyone instantly blocks out the rising, dangerous sound waves. The bearded elder explains the sonic attack would destroy all the little ones. Initiating the first brutal test, Elder Hang So-yu unleashes destructive sound waves. Young Master Chen immediately braces against the agonizing sonic attack. He struggles to remain conscious, fighting the overwhelming, piercing sound. Yuan Chen urgently commands Nano to mute the painful internal system noise. The system confirms the internal noise cancellation is running at maximum capacity. Despite the sound, Chen activates a dangerous, complex muscle optimization transfer. The physical pain forces Nano to deploy general anesthesia instantly. Yuan Chen collapses, unconscious from the power spike overload. Guard Zhang cooks breakfast, unaware of the immediate life-or-death emergency. The candidates of the 6 clans have taken medicine since they were young. That bastard with no Nigong is probably on the ground already. One sect member whispers a confused, wondering, "Huh." Another group registers the sudden presence of something strange. The clan leader's plucking speed seems to be getting faster. A woman gasps, noticing the music's escalating, frightening intensity. One assassin cries out in pain as the sonic wave hits hard. The elder questions why the primary target has not fallen yet. He shouts the name Chen Yo-woon with intense frustration. Yuan Chen stands tall over his defeated, prone assassins now. He looks down, confused by this sudden, unbelievable survival. Half the people in the field are already suffering internal injuries. Then Yuan Chen wonders why he remains perfectly okay. Nano detects an elder's sonic attack. Chen prepares for agonizing endurance. The Sound Clan leader plays music designed to cause severe internal damage. Yuan Chen ignores the painful sound waves, focusing on his internal transfer. The intense power surge forces Nano to induce instant, deep anesthesia. Unconscious Yuan Chen collapses just as Guard Zhang approaches the chamber. Guard Zhang sees the deep floor damage from Yuan Chen's practice. The loyal Guard Zhang realizes Yuan Chen instantly copied his life's work. Hang So-yu shouts Yuan Chen's name, demanding he stop resisting her waves. The candidates endure the elder's dangerous sonic trial with visible distress. Young Master Chen struggles against the painful wave while fighting internal alarms. The immense strain forces Nano to initiate the mandatory muscle transfer protocol. The agony of optimization immediately triggers the full system anesthesia sequence. Chen collapses unconscious, overwhelmed by the technological feedback overload. Guard Zhang finds impossibly deep damage left by Chen's secret practice. He stares, realizing the young master copied 20 years of skill instantly. Lord Hwamyong Li arrives, demanding the 7th heir's immediate presence. The judge observes the 6 primary heirs, but misses the 7th contender. Elder Hang So-yu shouts Chen's name, furious at his ongoing resistance. An angry onlooker curses the protagonist, realizing he possesses Nigong. The MC calls for Nano, wondering about the reactions of the 5th elder. His internal system begins analyzing the facial muscle movements of the crowd. The analysis reveals complex emotions: absurdity, surprise, petulance, and pure anger. The MC notes he cannot hear, but their hostility is vividly clear visually. He understands their wounded pride stems from his survival without Nigong. If he passes this ultimate test in such terrible condition, they will surely be skeptical. He decides they will never believe him if he claims he has no Nigong. The MC then asks Nano for a specific, severe action to prove his weakness. Nano confirms, asking if he truly means to damage his internal organs severely. Nano agrees, but warns against intentionally harming his own body structure. The MC painfully requests Nano inflict severe internal organ damage for show. Nano reluctantly complies, warning the master against self-destructive structural harm. The 5th elder, Hang So-yu, looks incredibly agitated while playing her instrument. She notes the 1-minute mark is rapidly approaching for this intense endurance test. The red-haired man cannot believe Chen endures this performance so easily. Hang So-yu declares she will use half her formidable power on the music. Antagonists mock Yuan Chen, doubting his lack of internal energy. The MC asks Nano to simulate severe internal organ damage for effect. Nano reluctantly agrees to the dangerous self-harm request for the user. The fifth elder, Hang So-yu, grows visibly agitated while playing music. She increases the intensity of her brutal sonic trial, using half her power. The red-haired man expresses shock that Jin endures this extreme performance. The MC endures the escalating attack, internally preparing for system failure. Yo-Eun-chin realizes he must pass this test to fool his powerful enemies. Yo-Eun-chin requests Nano simulate severe, fatal internal organ damage. Nano reluctantly agrees to the dangerous self-harm request for the user. The fifth elder, Hang So-yu, looks incredibly agitated while playing music. She notes the 1-minute endurance mark for the intense sonic test approaches. The red-haired man cannot believe Chin endures this performance so easily. Hang So-yu declares she will use half her formidable power on the music. Antagonists mock Yo-Eun-chin, doubting his lack of internal energy. The MC endures the escalating attack, internally preparing for system failure. Yo-Eun-chin forces Nano to simulate fatal organ damage for show. The MC endures mocking stares, while his system analyzes facial expressions. Nano reluctantly agrees to the self-harm request to prove the MC's weakness. Fifth elder Hang So-yu grows visibly agitated while playing her instrument. She increases her brutal sonic trial intensity, using half of her formidable power. Skeptical antagonists mock Yo-Eun-chin's apparent lack of internal energy. The MC asks Nano to fake fatal organ damage to fool enemy. Nano reluctantly agrees to the dangerous, self-destructive request for the user. The fifth elder, Hang So-yu, looks visibly agitated while playing her instrument. She notes the 1-minute endurance mark for the intense sonic test approaches. The red-haired man cannot believe Chin endures this extreme performance easily. Hang So-yu declares she will use half her formidable power on music. Antagonists mock Yo-Eun-chin, doubting his lack of internal energy. The MC endures the escalating attack, internally preparing for system failure. Yo-Eun-chin forces Nano to simulate fatal organ damage for show. The MC asks Nano to simulate severe, fatal internal organ damage for effect. The fifth elder, Hang So-yu, looks incredibly agitated while playing her instrument. She notes the 1-minute endurance mark for the intense sonic test approaches. The red-haired man cannot believe Chin endures this extreme performance easily. Hang So-yu declares she will use half her formidable power on music. Antagonists mock Yo-Eun-chin, doubting his lack of internal energy. The MC endures the escalating attack, internally preparing for system failure. The MC asks Nano to simulate severe, fatal internal organ damage for effect. Nano reluctantly agrees to the dangerous, self-destructive request for the user. The fifth elder, Hang So-yu, looks incredibly agitated while playing her instrument. She notes the 1-minute endurance mark for the intense sonic test approaches. The red-haired man cannot believe Chin endures this extreme performance easily. Hang So-yu declares she will use half her formidable power on music. Antagonists mock Yo-Eun-chin, doubting his lack of internal energy. Yo-Eun-chin mocks antagonists by requesting simulated fatal injury. Nano reluctantly agrees to damage Yo-Eun-chin's internal organs for effect. Fifth elder Hang So-yu looks visibly agitated while playing her instrument. She increases the brutal sonic trial intensity, using half her formidable power. Antagonists mock Yo-Eun-chin's perceived lack of internal energy. Onlookers curse protagonist Yo-Eun-chin, realizing he possesses hidden energy. MC calls for Nano, wondering about fifth elder Hang So-yu's reaction. Internal system analyzes the facial expressions of the hostile crowd nearby. Analysis reveals complex emotions: disbelief, shock, petulance, and pure anger. MC notes hostility is visible despite his own inability to properly hear. He understands their wounded pride stems from his survival without Nigong. Chin realizes they will never believe him if he claims weakness now. The MC asks Nano for a specific, severe action to prove his pretense. Nano confirms the request to damage his own internal organs severely. Nano agrees, but warns against intentionally harming his physical structure. The imposing structure of the demonic academy looms over the desolate courtyard grounds. The official location sign clearly marks this room as the infirmary on the second floor. Demonic Academy Dr. Beek Jong Myung is diligently attending to his records. An excited attendant rushes in, announcing the immediate arrival of a patient. The bewildered Dr. Beek questions the sudden appearance of an actual sick person. An assistant aggressively shoves a supposedly injured person through the doorway for the doctor. A different attendant praises the academy's immediate effectiveness for treating patients already. Chen forces Nano to simulate fatal internal injury to fool enemies. Nano reluctantly agrees to damage Yuan Chen's internal organs for effect. Fifth Elder Hang So-yu looks visibly agitated while playing her instrument. She increases the brutal sonic trial intensity, using half her formidable power. Antagonists mock Yuan Chen's perceived lack of internal energy. The woman demands to know how Chen survived their lethal prior assault. Yuan Chen forces Nano to simulate fatal injury to fool his enemies. Nano reluctantly agrees to damage Yuan Chen's internal organs for effect. Fifth Elder Hang So-yu looks visibly agitated while playing her instrument. She increases the brutal sonic trial intensity, using half her formidable power. Antagonists mock Yuan Chen's perceived lack of internal energy. Onlookers curse protagonist Yuan Chen, realizing he possesses hidden energy. MC calls for Nano, wondering about Fifth Elder Hang So-yu's reaction. Internal system analyzes the facial expressions of the hostile crowd nearby. Analysis reveals complex emotions: disbelief, shock, petulance, and pure anger. The imposing structure of the demonic academy looms over the desolate courtyard grounds. Yuan Chen asks Nano to fake severe, fatal internal organ damage. Nano reluctantly agrees to damage Yuan Chen's internal organs for effect. Fifth Elder Hang So-yu looks visibly agitated while playing her instrument. She increases the brutal sonic trial intensity, using half her formidable power. Antagonists mock Yuan Chen's perceived lack of internal energy. Dr. Beak is shocked by an unexpected, urgent patient arriving at the infirmary. Yuan Chen cynically forces Nano to simulate fatal injury during the harsh trial. Fifth Elder Hang So-yu looks agitated, deciding to increase the sonic assault power. Antagonists mock Yuan Chen's visible lack of internal energy and composure. Dr. Beak is shocked by an urgent, unexpected patient arriving at the infirmary. The attendant aggressively pushes the supposedly injured young master through the door. A nurse praises the academy's immediate effectiveness at treating students already. Yuan Chen, enduring pain, asks Nano to simulate severe internal organ damage. Nano reluctantly agrees to the dangerous, self-destructive request for the user. Young Master Chen feigns collapse to fool his powerful detractors. Nano reluctantly agrees to simulate fatal internal organ damage for show. Fifth Elder Hang So-yu looks visibly agitated while playing her instrument. She increases the brutal sonic trial intensity, using half her formidable power. Antagonists mock Yuan Chen's perceived lack of internal energy. Onlookers curse protagonist Yuan Chen, realizing he possesses hidden energy. MC calls for Nano, wondering about Fifth Elder Hang So-yu's reaction. Internal system analyzes the facial expressions of the hostile crowd nearby. Analysis reveals complex emotions: disbelief, shock, petulance, and pure anger. Dr. Beak is shocked by an unexpected, urgent patient arriving at the infirmary. The attendant aggressively pushes the supposedly injured young master through the door. Yuan Chen forces Nano to simulate fatal organ damage for effect. The Fifth Elder, Hang So-yu, looks visibly agitated while playing her instrument. She increases the brutal sonic trial intensity, using half her formidable power. Dr. Beak is shocked by an unexpected, urgent patient arriving at the infirmary. Yuan Chen forces Nano to simulate fatal internal organ damage for effect. The Fifth Elder, Hang So-yu, looks incredibly agitated while playing her instrument. She increases the brutal sonic trial intensity, using half her formidable power. Antagonists mock Yuan Chen's perceived lack of internal energy. Dr. Beak is shocked by an unexpected, urgent patient arriving at the infirmary. The attendant aggressively pushes the supposedly injured young master through the door. A nurse praises the academy's immediate effectiveness at treating students already. Yuan Chen cynically simulates fatal injury during the harsh sonic trial. Fifth Elder Hang So-yu increases assault power, clearly agitated by his endurance. Antagonists mock Yuan Chen's visible lack of internal martial energy. Dr. Beak is shocked by an urgent, unexpected patient arriving at the infirmary. The attendant forcefully shoves the supposedly injured young master through the door. A nurse praises the academy's immediate effectiveness at treating sick students. Yo-Eun-chin forces Nano to simulate fatal internal organ damage for effect. Fifth Elder Hang So-yu looks incredibly agitated while playing her instrument. She notes the 1-minute endurance mark for the intense sonic test approaches. The red-haired man cannot believe Chin endures this extreme performance easily. Hang So-yu declares she will use half her formidable power on music. Antagonists mock Yo-Eun-chin, doubting his lack of internal energy. The MC endures the escalating attack, internally preparing for system failure. Dr. Beak is shocked by an unexpected, urgent patient arriving at the infirmary. Yo-Eun-chin forces Nano to simulate fatal organ damage for effect. Fifth Elder Hang So-yu looks incredibly agitated while playing her instrument. Dr. Beak is shocked by an unexpected, urgent patient arriving at the infirmary. A haughty warrior declares the runner's immediate fate in the infirmary. He questions if the runner worries about falling behind the others. The aggressive man mocks the runner's prior, willpower-based success. Yo-Eun-chin weakly stammers a hesitant, defeated acknowledgement. Warriors must always think ahead or be stepped over by others. The woman questions Chin's survival without any internal energy present. The sneering red-haired man confirms Chin completely lacks internal martial energy. Chin asks Nano to analyze the hostile expressions of the judging crowd. The fifth elder unleashes punishing sonic assault upon the highly anxious disciples. Someone demands why they didn't bring the injured young Master Chin here. A massive, dramatic exclamation mark emphasizes the sheer gravity of the situation. Title card break. Young Master Chin wakes up, confused by his impossible survival. He urgently tells the nanomachine to stop communicating externally now. Physician Beak declares Chin's body miraculously purified, ready for training. Jang smells the detox residue, immediately becoming suspicious of the young master. Chin tests his instant dagger skill, shattering the room's expensive floorboard. He hides the damage just as guard Jang approaches with their final breakfast. The fifth elder initiates a painful sonic attack. Chin triggers emergency anesthesia. Yo-Eun-chin collapses, unconscious, as the severe sonic wave continues assaulting. The smug pursuer reveals library access, demands passing a formidable test. Young Master Chin reacts with obvious, loud disbelief to the restriction. The severe antagonist looms over the imposing, secure fortress structure. Chin screams as intense blue energy violently surges through his exhausted body. The villain confirms the absolute security of that specific, critical location. The fifth elder unleashes a punishing sound wave against the assembled aspirants. Yo-Eun-chin fights the agonizing pressure while risking emergency nanomachine transfer. The immense physical strain forces the system to administer quick general anesthesia. The woman attacker mocks Yo-Eun-chin's pathetic lack of internal martial energy. The sneering red-haired man confirms Chin's internal power source is completely absent. Guard Jang discovers deep floor damage, confirming instant dagger skill mastery. Lord Hwamyong-lee furiously demands the whereabouts of the missing seventh heir. The antagonist mocks Yo-Eun-chin's visible lack of internal energy. Yo-Eun-chin internally asks Nano to analyze the hostile onlookers' expression. The fifth elder unleashes a punishing sonic assault across the vulnerable disciples. Young Master Chin activates the emergency muscle transfer, forcing instant anesthesia. Guard Jang finds deep floor damage, confirming Chin instantly mastered the dagger. The pursuing assassin mocks young Master Chin's weak, non-existent internal energy. Young Master Chin silently asks Nano to analyze the hostile crowd's expression. Fifth Elder Hang So-yu unleashes a devastating sonic attack upon the disciples. Young Master Chin risks an emergency transfer, forcing sudden, deep anesthesia. Guard Jang finds impossible floor damage, confirming instant dagger mastery. The smug pursuer reveals library access, demands passing a formidable test. Young Master Chin reacts with obvious disbelief at the restriction's severity. The stern antagonist looms over the imposing, secure fortress structure now. Chin screams as intense blue energy surges violently through his exhausted body. The villain confirms the absolute, critical security of that specific location. Young Master Chin needs rest today after his near-fatal experience. He must memorize Nigong points before the master returns soon. The master leaves, telling his henchman to guard the student well. The henchman administers a brief, sharp slap, causing Chin to yelp. Chin lies injured, while the departing master smiles with sinister satisfaction. The stern antagonist mocks Yoan Chin's visible lack of internal power. Yoan Chin internally asks Nano to analyze the hostile onlooker's expression. The fifth elder unleashes a punishing sonic assault across the vulnerable disciples. Young Master Chin activates the emergency muscle transfer, forcing instant anesthesia. Guard Zhang finds deep floor damage, confirming Chin instantly mastered the dagger. The stern antagonist mocks Yoan Chin's visible lack of internal power. Yoan Chin internally asks Nano to analyze the hostile onlooker's expression. The fifth elder unleashes a punishing sonic assault across the vulnerable disciples. The fifth elder unleashes a punishing sound wave upon the assembled disciples. Young Master Chin triggers a dangerous transfer, forcing immediate anesthesia. Guard Zhang finds impossible floor damage, confirming instant dagger mastery. The woman attacker mocks Yoan Chin's lack of internal energy. The sneering red-haired man confirms Chin has absolutely no Nigong. Chin silently asks Nano to analyze the hostile crowd's expression. The fifth elder's painful music continues assaulting the unconscious air. The fifth elder's music assaults Yoan Chin's defenses with piercing intensity. He triggers Nano's agonizing transfer mid-assault, demanding immediate pain relief. Agony forces the system to deploy general anesthesia instantly upon the air. Guard Zhang finds impossible floor damage, confirming instant dagger mastery. The woman attacker mocks Yoan Chin's lack of internal energy severely. The sneering red-haired man confirms Chin has absolutely no Nigong internally. Chin silently asks Nano to analyze the hostile crowd's malicious expression. Fifth elder Hang So-yu prepares the brutal sonic endurance trial. The sound wave assaults young Master Chin's unprotected internal body hard. Chin triggers Nano's emergency transfer, forcing instant, deep anesthesia now. The young master collapses, overwhelmed by the system's immense power surge. Guard Zhang discovers impossible floor damage, confirming Chin's instant mastery. The sneering red-haired man mocks Chin's visible lack of internal energy. The woman attacker questions Chin's survival without any Nigong present. Yoan Chin asks Nano to analyze the hostile onlookers' many expressions.